that you're doing on purpose. Sing like a singing on key. Talk to the girl that intimidates you. Pretend that you're brilliant and charming. I said pretend that you're brilliant and charming. Hey!
Hey everybody, welcome into Later with Jason Suel. So glad that you're tuned in. We've got a great show lined up. Bo Counts is back.
Yeah, we're starting off season 9. Can you believe it?
Actually, yeah, it is season 9, but we kicked it off last week. Case DeGario was here. You were out, I think.
Case?
Yeah. Yes.
Case kicked it off?
Yes. Well, he was here and he made some delicious food and he hung out in that chair right there. But
I bet he did.
He just kept it warm for you.
In my chair?
Yeah. He just kept it warm.
All right. Okay. Well, welcome to episode 2.
Yeah. Well,
season 9.
Can you believe it's season 9, first of all? Can we just put a pin in that and talk about that for a second?
It's the craziest thing. When I tell people that I have this show, they're like, where? I've never seen it. And I go, well, it's only in its 9th season.
I know, seriously.
Like, we've been doing this a long time,
I know.
man.
It's the same thing when you talk to people. You got to check out Drive-In Speaker Box as well, your podcast
Yeah,
show.
So do you.
I know, right? Because you've been doing that for 16 seasons?
Yeah,
Something
well,
like
no, years.
Years.
Different than seasons.
It's true. It is true.
No, it's been a long journey, like doing local media here in Northwest Arkansas, and it's just amazing, having 2 shows that have gone for years and years is just...
And still nobody knows about them.
And still no one's seen them.
But that's the play. Maybe people are tuned in tonight, though. And they want to know
Tonight's
what's going
the
to be
night.
happening. Tonight is it.
Who do we got on the show?
So we've got the amazing Willie Carlisle, great friend of the
he's
show.
Great. He's great. Hilarious,
yes, dude. He's so fun. We're going to visit with Willie. He also gave us this great new music video that he has. So he's coming to us. He's zooming in from where he's holed up, doing what musicians do, doing artistry.
From the studio.
Absolutely. And then we've got Chef Sheena Owens. She's got a great food truck called Kinley's Soul Food.
She has a food truck?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's over by Lake Fayetteville.
Oh, gosh, I gotta go.
Whoa. Bo, but she's coming here. She's gonna be here. I don't know. We're gonna see how this plays out. Stay around. We got more happening later. I can't believe we spilled. We're gonna need paper towels. Bo! Bo! Ah! We spilled more stuff. How did this happen? Oh, they're props.
Remember, get it at Sam's and tell them Jason sent ya.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Later with Jason Suel. I am so proud to welcome Willie Carlisle to the show. Willie's been on the show. We featured his music videos several times on the show, but he is joining us. Where are you, Willie, right now? Where are you coming to us from?
I am down in Hogeye, Arkansas, just a little bit south of Fayetteville, kind of sandwiched between West Fork and Prairie Grove.
So just for our viewers who aren't familiar with you, never heard your music, how do you describe yourself to some kind of fresh ears?
Well, I like to say just that I'm a folk singer, that I'm somebody that listens real carefully to the old folks, but also is trying to find my own voice and use my own voice. I'm really proud to be from Arkansas here, or to be 10 years now in Arkansas, but I'm also really proud to travel around the country and listen to stories and translate that into songs about the human experience. So really, as far as genre goes, I always just say folk singer.
Yeah.
Somewhere between Phil Oakes and Pete Seeger and the singing rooster and Robin Hood is what I always say.
You are that singing rooster and Robin Hood. And you're a storyteller. Your songs, a lot of them are more than just kind of little ditties. They tell the stories of places, of people, of characters that you've met, and they're really rich with kind of the understanding of, I don't want to say like a bygone era, but they're kind of harken back to maybe how music was once used to tell stories in certain cultures and traditions. Would you agree with that?
I think of folk and vernacular and country music too, really any music that's strongly regional as a way for people to reconnect with their ancestral stories.
Yeah, I love that. And you've also got new music on the horizon. You put out several new music videos recently. Let's just talk about your career and the trajectory right now. What's coming up for Willie Carlisle in the next kind of year and a half?
Well, it's still pretty hush hush, but I'm in really good conversations with a record label, which is, showbiz. I don't have to tell you, Jason, showbiz is a hard business. And when you have more than one person to help you out, when you're not just a man with a van, or I know that you've been a man with puppets before,
Yes, yes.
it can be a really
Have
lonely
puppets,
experience.
we'll travel. Yes.
Yes. So I'm in conversations with a really fine boutique record label, and I just landed a booking agent, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So we just sold out a show at George's Majestic there in Fayetteville, and boy, we hope to keep doing stuff like that. Hope to keep it rolling, keep having a really good time. The new album should be out next year, and new music videos are coming all the time just because I can't get away from a camera.
That's right. No, the camera loves you. So folks at home, you got to stay tuned to Willie's YouTube channel. He's pumping out great content all the time. Also social media, just check him out. Willie, one thing I did want to talk with you about, though, is that I know that you're down there in Hawkeye, and it's not, it might be a nice retreat for you, but it also has something to do with COVID, right? You've recently had COVID, even though you've been vaccinated. So I wonder if you can kind of give our viewing audience maybe a little bit of your experience with all of that.
Yeah, so, I'm not a medical professional, of course, but I was on tour, and just regular on tour, like we were back in business, right? You get to invite people back into the studio where, it's sort of like, those feelings of relief, like rushing over you when you get to hug your friends again. Like, it is so profound. And especially to be able to sing with people and have them sing back, those are really like restorative and like, I was going to bed crying every night. I can't lie.
Yeah.
And sometimes crying on stage and having to take a second.
Yeah.
And, so somewhere near Nashville, I picked up the bug, and as I was driving home, I thought, oh man, I bet I know what this is, because I had the vaccine, so I knew what it felt like, right? You have that sort of one sort of difficult 12 hours, right?
Yeah.
Where you're a little bit sick. So I started to feel pretty much exactly that. And by the time I got home, I got my partner to deliver me a rapid test, and lo and behold, there we were, the little pink line, just like a pregnancy test. Actually, less scary for me, but still pretty scary. Was the little line was there, and so I've been feeling pretty low. So while I've tested negative in the last few days, and I am feeling a little better, I'm still trying to be careful. Something I also wanted to say is that I'm having a daily conversation, or at least weekly conversation with loved ones who are vaccine skeptical, and those conversations are very real and very difficult. And I think I just want to tell people that, you're not alone. Like, your friends and loved ones are worth the extended conversation, and they might even be worth the argument. And just that everybody's effort amounts to something.
Yeah, it's great. You really back up what you do as a profession, because you're not just a storyteller and a singer and an earnest kind of musician and artist, but you're also that as a person, and just sharing that personal aspect of your life in hopes that it might encourage people, like you said, to have that difficult conversation. I think that's really kind of empowering to our viewing audience. So thanks for sharing all of that information, Willie. We appreciate you.
Oh, I hope so. Again, I'm not a medical professional. I just love what I do, and I love my people. So we want to help them.
Well, I can't wait to see the singing rooster from Robin Hood, the cartoon, back out there on tour sometime again soon. I know it fills you up and recharges you and renews you every time you're able to be on stage. So hopefully we're going to get back to that on a more consistent basis really soon. So Willie, again, just thanks for the time, man. And also, folks, you got to stick around to this episode, because we do have a music video from Willie Carlisle coming up a little bit later in the show. So if you haven't heard his music, you're going to want to stick around for that. Willie, again, thanks so much.
Thank you, Jason. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, it is a pleasure. All right. Stay safe, folks. Stick around. We do have all of that fun happening later.
Our musical guests brought to you by Walton Arts Center. Walton Arts Center, presenting the West Street Live series.
I wrote this song for the good old boys in my life. Kind of a collection of a bunch of crazy stuff a bunch of good old boys have said to me over the times, and some crazy stuff I added myself. It's called Boy Howdy Hot Dog. Them coals are turning bright red, firewood's in the truck bed, river's running low this time of year. Ragweeds on the turnpike, bedrooms mostly Christmas lights. Sorry friend, I don't lend tools. Boy, I had a hot dog, pretty good life. I got a pretty little house, pretty big wife. Lets me fry her pork chop twice a week. Well, hot plate, baby went and made a cake. I never seen a heaven that did not have a snake. Well, hot plate, baby went and made a cake. I never seen a heaven that did not have a snake. The blue jay's a mean bird, ugliest song you've ever heard. Get off my porch, I'll kick your Everything she does is magic. I watch her catch a lizard. Careful or his tail will come right off. Boy, I had a hot dog, pretty good life. I got a pretty little house, pretty little wife. Lets me fry her catfish twice a week. Well, Swamp Rose, Sweat Stain, get money, make it rain, cold beer, tin can, Cadillac, Mustang. Well, Swamp Rose, Sweat Stain, get money, make it rain, cold beer, tin can, Cadillac, Mustang. The doctor asked me where it hurts. Born to fish, forced to work. Don't let them tell you what your broken heart's worth. Fire ant on the sugar trail, tail feathers on a nightingale, arrowheads and bones is all you'll find. Boy, I had a hot dog, pretty good life. I got a pretty little house, pretty big wife. Lets me wear her underwear anytime I please. Well, she's thick as a forest and a cavalry of bushwhackers. Never seen a bald knob her bullets wouldn't scatter. Yeah, she's thick as a forest and a cavalry of bushwhackers. Never seen a bald knobber that bullets wouldn't scatter. I'll be good. This bar's mostly peanut shells. If you drive, we can play pool. Hot pocket, sweet potato pie. Saturday, Sunday rolling by. Take off your pants. Let's watch TV. Boy, I had a hot dog, pretty good life. I got a pretty little house, pretty big wife. I can't recall my ex-wife's name. But the love you lost is right where you left it. All right, gone forever, boy, forget it. Yes, the love you lost is right where you left it. All right, gone forever, boy. Go ahead, crack a beer, forget it. Them coals are turning bright red, firewood's in the truck bed, river's running low this time of year. Hot dog. Yeah, just for my house. Not at all. What? Close? Are you kidding me? Oh.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Later with Jason Suel. We're joined now by Chef Sheena Owens, Kinley Soul Food. You also have a nonprofit called Bibles in a Bite.
Bibles in a Bite.
I love that. Well, let's talk about that in a moment. But right now, we got to talk about this food because it's already smoking in here. It looks like it's ready to go. What are we doing?
Good. Well, on my food truck, I have this amazing sandwich. It's called a steak sandwich. It's a ribeye steak sandwich. So that's what we're gonna make real quick.
I love it.
And
is it quick? Is it easy to make?
I think it's really easy to make. It's just basically getting your steak to the temperature that you prefer.
Sure.
And then toasting your bread, and then we're just gonna pile it up and plate it.
Let's do it. I can't
Real
wait to hear that
simple.
sizzle.
All right, yeah, me too. I made this the Friday
Oh, wow.
on my YouTube channel. So
you can check that out. You have a YouTube
yes,
channel, too.
I
Ooh.
have a YouTube channel, and I also have a podcast as well. It's called Bibles in a Bite with Chef Tina. So we made steak sandwiches, and then we also on our podcast. So on our YouTube channel, we have this little segment. It's called Refresher of the Word, and everybody just loved it.
Yes.
So, and I just couldn't spend the whole time talking about it. But on my podcast, we refresh it. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's where we get more into depth of the Bible verse.
Yeah.
On the podcast, and while we're eating the food that we
Sure.
prepared.
So tell me about that nonprofit. Like, what do? You said you deliver food to the Seven Hills Homeless Center.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, so I do outreaches to the homeless population in our community. I just started with Seven Hills. I wanted to get in there and kind of learn and grow because I eventually want to open my own Hope Center. So right now we go there and feed 3 times a week.
Right.
And we feed 50 people a day, up to 50 people a day, and it's like 150 people a week.
Wow.
So it's growing.
That's impressive.
Yes.
And another thing that's growing is your food truck that you have over there by Lake
Yes.
Fayetteville, Kinley's. It's so delicious. Now, do you have steak sandwiches at the food truck as well?
We do have the
Okay.
steak sandwiches at our food truck. I just kind of took it out the menu for this season because the steaks are so expensive to make. And
We're so lucky then today.
Yeah, you are. Everybody's been asking for it. And I typically do my pricing because I serve a lot of students.
Sure.
So I don't like to serve them like $15, $20
Right,
plates
right.
because they wouldn't be
Expensive,
able
yeah,
to.
we can afford that.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to eat. So, and the steaks are so high right now, so we just kind of.
Yeah,
So hopefully next season we can bring them back out.
right. Now, what can I get started over here? Can I do something? Yes,
you
what do I need
can.
to do?
So I'm gonna get you to butter your bread.
Okay,
And
perfect.
so on my food truck we use like a Texas toast, but this is an artisan bread, which is the best. That's where I started with when I first started making the sandwich.
Yeah.
But it just became easier just to use the Texas toast. So we're gonna put it on here, and we're
Okay.
gonna let it brown
Just
on the
let that
side.
brown?
Yeah, you
So
can do.
Put some
both
butter
sides.
on this side too?
Yes.
Awesome. Butter makes everything better, right?
A
That's what I've
lot
heard.
better,
Yes.
a lot better. So what I'm gonna do is, while my steak is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and try to slice it up a little bit. And then we'll put some cheese on it, and we'll plate it. Like, this is like the easiest, I think the easiest thing I sell on my truck, because it's not a lot of work to do with
Right.
it.
Now, you're talking about students, and you recently were just a student, but now you've graduated, right, from Brightwater. Tell me about that
Yes.
experience. We have Brightwater on the show all the time, so
Really?
I want to know. Yeah.
That was like, it was the best experience. Like, it took me to get used to working under people.
Sure.
Because when I went there, I had already started my business.
Sure.
So that was like the hard part. But once
Right.
I learned that, to be able to follow directions from different chefs,
Yep.
it was like the best thing that you want to let it sit a little bit longer.
A little bit longer.
So
Okay,
it
see, I'm
can be-
learning.
so it can get toasty. But that was like the best. That's like the best spread, I think.
Oh my gosh, the bread is just the bread itself, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so good.
But once I learned that, it became a lot easier for me, and I also gained a lot of friends with the
sure.
chef and the directors and stuff like that.
So talk to us about the food truck as well. What else do you offer there at Kinley Soul Food?
Okay, so we do like a variety of all different type of things. We are mostly known for our fish and our wings. We do sweet potatoes, we do collard greens, mac and cheese, cornbread. Yeah, and then we have our famous strawberry lemonade, which I just brought back out.
Oh, good.
And yes.
Oh my gosh. So if you haven't been there, everything that you can order is absolutely delicious.
It
and
really
It really
is.
is. It's very, very good. And it's located just by Lake Fayetteville. There's a section
Yes.
of the area right there as you're driving into Lake Fayetteville that's all food trucks, and her food truck is the bright yellow one.
Yes.
You'll see it over there.
And you'll see my little face on there.
That's right. Now, a lot of people have association, and do they call you Kinley? Because
They do all the time.
Yes.
But unfortunately, I'm not Kinley. Kinley is my daughter. I just love that name. I didn't even think that to even put Sheena on there.
Right.
So, I just kind of switched it up to like Killing Soul Food by Chef Sheena.
But that is your face.
That is my face.
That's the
Because she
logo.
has a little girl face. She's just 5.
Okay, so you mentioned that this is easy, and I agree with you. I mean,
It's
really, all
really
you're doing is
easy.
cooking the steak, right?
Yeah,
throwing it
and
on
you
a
like
sandwich.
your steak medium rare.
Yeah.
And it's like done. So
Awesome.
what we're gonna do is put the cheese on top of it, and hopefully that's doing it. I'm gonna turn this up just a little
Yeah,
bit
turn
so
it
it
up.
can go a little bit faster. But yeah, you just put the cheese on it and let the cheese melt on it. This is like my favorite part.
This is, and I know we haven't invented smell-o-vision yet, so you can't really smell what's happening here at home, but it is absolutely smelling good. It looks great, and I can't
Yes.
wait to try it.
I always say that on my shows, like if we had smell-o-vision, guys.
Right.
But
I know.
I think this one.
You think we're good?
Yeah, well, the fire was down a little bit, so we're just gonna let it.
Yeah,
come
let's
up.
let it do that. And you know what? Let's eat this and let's try it after the break. Let's go to
Okay.
commercial, and then after the break, we're going to
We're
try
gonna
this
have some
sandwich. Yeah,
sandwiches.
absolutely. Stay with us,
Yes.
folks. Got more later with Jason Suel coming up right after this. And that's our show, everybody. Remember, you can find us out there on your social media platforms. You can send us an email over at laterwithjasonsewell.com. You can even check out previous episodes of the show on our YouTube channel. And before we leave this great episode, we've got to thank our guests, including the one and only Willie Carlisle, and then a big shout out and thanks to Chef Sheena Owens, Kinley's Soul.
I'm back.
Oh, you made it back.
They were closed, man.
Well, of course they were closed.
What'd I miss?
Well, Chef Sheena was here in studio with us.
Here?
Yes. Oh man,
Did you eat?
You missed it. Check out this footage of me tearing into this steak sandwich she made us. Look at that. Oh man, it was so good. It was so good. Oh, Bo, I'm so sorry. We're gonna see if we can get Bo a steak sandwich, folks. That's it. We'll see you later, alligator.
Wow, crocodile.
Oh man, we need a steak sandwich stat.